change. When we examine the verb, we see it as defined as to replace something with something else. This X80 Pro has led me to explore this further. I have replaced something of the same kind with something that is newer and possibly better. Since a lot of you have also changed to the X80 Pro, we will discuss the most frequently asked questions on
Engineer Reacts.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are officially sitting at 20 subscribers that have purchased the X80 Pro. I also know that some of you still have some burning questions that are delaying your current purchases. Alright, so let's start the Q&A with a carrier recommendation. Although the X80 Pro fully supports AT&T, I absolutely do not recommend it. Each smartphone has an international mobile equipment identifier number. AT&T has chosen to whitelist all of these numbers to not allow them on their network. What that means in layman's terms, if you put your SIM card in a Vivo or another international device, the functionality of your phone can be completely taken away from you via AT&T. At Engineer Reacts, we recommend that you choose T-Mobile as to avoid this type of whitelisting. All of my imported phones continue to run flawlessly on T-Mobile. And note, you'll have a lot of people on the net that say, oh, are you having it? No, you're not having any issues. Contact me if you have one. If you have a really old phone that requires like 2G or 3G or what have you, you might have some problems, but nothing in the last year or two will give you an issue. Next, should you purchase the global variant or the one released in China? Normally the answer would be simply pick the variant that is available in your region. Unfortunately, due to the popularity of the global variants, it has been extremely hard to come by. I will link below all the possible ways to get the current variant, but please remember, it's tough. This leads us to explain what's different between the releases. The global release software runs FunTouch or Vivo's rebranding of ColorOS, and the standard variant runs OriginOS. Most people from the region agree that OriginOS is superior, but FunTouch is no slouch. It currently rates slightly behind Android 13 on the Pixel and OxygenOS on OnePlus devices. Now here are the things that don't work out of the box or don't work at all on the non-global release. Keyword being non-global release. Out of the box, you'll need to adjust your APN settings so that you can get 5G on the standard variant. Also, you'll need to adjust settings in order to get all the notifications. Kimmy, aka the Gadget Goddess, did a video a few months back, which I will have a link here. So instead of just reinventing the wheel, you can follow her video. Here's what currently doesn't work. RCS generally breaks after one photo. People sometimes have got it to work for some time, but then it breaks again. So on the non-global release, use the standard app. Again though, it has no RCS. Finally, Android Auto doesn't work on the standard edition. Now, believe it or not, the most common question that I get, whether or not is the phone a good candidate for the mobile videographer, the cinematographer? And the answer is absolutely yes. The Vivo X80 Pro has a great set of sensor combinations, but it also has a great set of lens optics. And the unique software that Zeiss has created has really turned this into an extremely robust camera. Like it really, you're gonna have to probably sit it side by side next to a Sony to kind of really make an impact of what you would want going forward. So remember, in the Pro mode, you have access to custom white balance, shutter speed, aperture, in addition to adding custom LUTs, which I'll show here.
Engineer Reacts.
Essentially, these are color grading templates that go much further than simply boosting the saturation or turning down the brightness. Now, as I step through these, remember that this is going off of 1080p 30, and I'm sure over time, like in the next X releases, they'll up it to like 4K. But the key being here is they have this particular codec on their 1080p 30 that can withstand grading, which can give you an option if you're going for a certain look. So Vivo has absolutely changed the way that I look at mobile photography and cinematography. If you can get the global variant, get the global variant. However, there are workarounds for any issues that you have with the non-global variant. Now, I will say this, to some of you in the comments that have warned me that these phones don't support AT&T. As I said before, and I continue to say, I mentioned it in earlier videos, the phone supports AT&T. AT&T, the company, has chose to block IMEIs. There is a remedy though. Since some people are very particular on who they use, there is a non-MVNO branded T-Mobile plan that is as cheap as $10 a month. It's called T-Mobile Connect. Now, just pick up the additional line and enjoy import life. Or was your issue with the verb and not the noun? Surely you have the coins and the paper to support that extra $10 a month. So enjoy that Vivo life. And remember, change.